Worship is central to the life of First Presbyterian Church. Whether they attend the church's traditional worship or its contemporary service, congregation members speak about the feeling of entering into God's presence, and this experience is part of what makes the space sacred to them.
I mean, I've seen weddings, I've seen funerals, I've seen baptisms, I've heard thousands of sermons, probably more than that, here in my 67 years. A sacred place, I mean, this is a church building, and you and I both know, since we're members here, that until you put people in here and God is with us, until then, it's a building.
It's a place of worship. It's a place where we come to learn about God and the Bible. It's a place that we come together as a group to praise God and to worship and to pray. So yes, I think that is a place of definitely a sacred place.
Part of what makes First Presbyterian a sacred space is that more than simply being a worship space, it is a space that connects congregation members to their communities, both through recognition of past generations and through service to the larger Hickory population.
I do consider it sacred, and even though it's just a bricks and mortar, it holds a lot of, I guess, sacred ideas for me. It's a tie to my past with that familial relationship. It's a tie to my husband because we met in this church. I forgot to say that, but we met on Easter Sunday.
So this church has been active in starting Cooperative Christian Ministries, has helped with the Salvation Army. The women of the church do work with that. They have done things like Stephen Ministries. They have a Good Samaritan Fund where they help people with their bills. I can go on and on the different organizations that have been affected by this church or started in this church. Actually, the location of it was started in this church. So this church believes what it says, that we should serve others and help those in need, and that's what we do.
If there is one word that congregation members use to explain why First Presbyterian is a sacred space, it is home, a word that speaks both to the importance of community and to the comfort that people feel in this space.
I think this is a place where, at least for me to just be my, let's use an Oprah word, to be my most authentic self and to be the most real person that I am, and to strip away all the barriers, to strip away all socioeconomic boundaries, and to praise God.
Well, I went through Sunday school all the way through high school here at First Pres with different teachers, different people, and a lot of them are still active members of this church that are our age. And it's just always been home, period. It's just been home, and it still is.
Theologian Philip Sheldrake writes that commitment to a space is an important part of what makes it sacred to a group of people. Really being somewhere, he writes, means to be committed to a place rather than simply an observer. Congregation members at First Presbyterian take this idea to heart.
You know, I'm going to the past, present, and the future. You know, I think it will always be sacred. Even if, you know, this building ever moved or we ever moved our membership, which I couldn't fathom, but I don't know. This place will always be sacred for me. It's a place that you want to honor, and you want to honor the past and all that it is, the religious space that it is.
And if this church was to have to move, I would go with it. If this church was to ever be destroyed by any calamity, it would be a nightmare for everybody, but we would rebuild. But it's just home.
We have always encouraged people to come in this church and feel at home. And if it fits them, this is a church for them also.
As a place of worship, as a connection to community, as a place of commitment, as a home, First Presbyterian Church embodies what it means to be a sacred space in Hickory, North Carolina.